Going. Call 5950 for more details. Terms and conditions apply. Your story matters. ABSA.
For in-depth news coverage from across Zambia, local and national news, business, politics and sports, this is the Sun FM News, brought to you by ABSA. Your story matters.
The news.
Hello, my name is Emel Dach-Kwati to present the news here on Sun FM Radio and TV. President Hakainde Hichilema has reiterated his administration's resolve to enhance healthcare service delivery at the community level. The National Action for Quality Education in Zambia has strongly condemned the over 400 cases of examination malpractice reported during the recent General Certificate of Education exams, describing the trend as a serious setback to the nation's education standards. Government has acknowledged ongoing water supply issues in Chingola, Chilabombwe and Mofulera and is implementing emergency measures through the Zambia Water and Sanitation Project to address the situation. Vivo Energy Zambia has announced a 1.2 million kwacha sponsorship for the North versus South Golf Tournament set for 17 to 18th October 2025. Stay tuned for the details.
The news. 88.5 Sun FM.
President Hakainde Hichilema has reiterated his administration's resolve to enhance healthcare service delivery at the community level. Speaking through Local Government and Rural Development Minister Gift Sialubalo during the official handover of 119 out of 156 Constituency Development Fund CDF ambulances to the Minister of Health, the President emphasized the goal of building a healthier Zambia by bringing services closer to communities. Meanwhile, Local Government Permanent Secretary Nicholas Piri revealed that each ambulance cost $89,000. And Minister of Health Dr. Elijah Muchima welcomed the development, noting that the new fleet will help address long-standing logistical challenges in the health sector. We have a report.
Government has officially handed over 119 out of 156 constituency development funded CDF ambulances to the Ministry of Health. The ambulances will be distributed to all constituencies of the country. Speaking during the official handover, President Hakainde Hichilema said government wants to see a healthier Zambia. President Hichilema has since called for proper utilization of the ambulances. He said this through Minister of Local Government and Rural Development, Gift Sialubalo.
Our government, your government, has made tremendous strides to decentralize various functions of central government to the local level through the local authorities. Among the functions that have been involved is primary health care. Improving health care continues to be a primary focus, especially at the local level.
Speaking on behalf of the recipient ministry, Minister of Health Dr. Elijah Muchima said the ambulances will resolve many difficult challenges in the health sector.
On the Minister of Health, because life is important, life of a poor person in the village will be saved. Mr. President, we wish to appreciate you and also to congratulate our colleagues, members of Parliament, that this is a gift you should take to your constituencies as your last gift before you go to elections next year.
And Ministry of Local Government and Rural Development Permanent Secretary Technical Services Nicholas Piri disclosed that government spent $79,000 per ambulance.
At only $89,500 per piece. Unprecedented indeed. So So we thank you, Mr. President, at the ministry. We thank you as a people. We thank you as beneficiaries of the CDF.
Meanwhile, Nyimba Member of Parliament Menyani Zulu, who delivered a vote of thanks on behalf of lawmakers, was confident that the ambulances will respond to emergencies effectively. Mr. Zulu hoped that the remaining ambulances will be delivered soon.
My constituency, Nyimba, is one of the biggest constituencies in the country, just as Minilunga, Mfumbwe, Kasempa, to mention but a few. Your Excellency, it is the wish of a member of parliament like me to see to it that such constituencies are delimited. That is Your Excellency, it's a must that I should also echo the aspiration of the people of Nyimba and the bigger.
With the procurement of these ambulances, it is expected that health services will improve. Justin Banda, Sun FM TV News, Lusaka.
The National Action for Quality Education in Zambia, NACES, has condemned the over 400 cases of examination malpractice recorded during the recently concluded General Certificate of Education GCE exams, calling it a major setback to the country's education system. Speaking in an interview, NACES Executive Director Aaron Chansa said the cheating reflects a poor student preparation and a lack of discipline, warning that it undermines the credibility of the examinations and the integrity of national education standards. Mr. Chansa added that both students and teachers involved must face the law, noting that allowing such practices to go unpunished would erode public trust in the education sector. Education Minister Douglas Yakalima, while announcing the release of the results, revealed that no exam papers were leaked, but that 479 cases of cheating were detected during the GCE. Mr. Chansa further warned that examination malpractice devalues academic certificates, hurting graduates' employment prospects and Zambia's competitiveness in the regional job market. He urged the government and education authorities to strengthen monitoring systems and enhance supervision during exams to prevent future incidents of cheating.
If you look at the 9 externals, about more than 21% of them failed completely. It means that they were completely not ready to write that exam. And going forward, there must be a way in which these weak candidates should be able to be prepared before they write the exam. But there must also be serious sensitizations against exam malpractices. We have not seen enough from the Examinations Council of Zambia and also the ministry in terms of engaging these students and also the parents against these dangerous prices.
Government has acknowledged the persistent water supply challenges in Chingola, Chilabombwe and Mofulera, and is rolling out emergency interventions under the Zambia Water and Sanitation Project, ZWSP. Water Development Minister Engineer Collins Nzovu revealed that disruptions in mine water supply and ongoing works at the Kafue River treatment plant have contributed to Chingola's scarcity. He said to mitigate the crisis, 5.7 million kwacha has been released for the Chiwempala water supply restoration project, expected to benefit over 15,000 residents. Adding that in Chilabombwe, aging infrastructure and rising demand from expanding settlements have prompted the construction of a new reservoir and rehabilitation of key facilities, and a proposed 87 million kwacha pipeline replacement is set to boost supply by 28%. He reiterated that in Mofulera, restoration efforts include upgrades to the Kafue and Chiwolia treatment plants and the Mopani copper mine intake, and a 110 million kwacha pipeline replacement is planned to secure 33% of the town's water needs. To counter load shedding, he explained that 3 diesel generators have been installed at booster stations. Minister Nzovu assured residents that by year-end, significant improvements in water supply and sanitation will be realized across the 3 towns. The Department of National Parks and Wildlife, DNPW, has disclosed that 5 people have died from elephant attacks in Livingstone since the beginning of the year. DNPW South Region Senior Warden Wilfred Monga said the elephant population has not increased, but the animals are venturing into areas they had not visited for some time. He identified Linda, Maloney and other settlements bordering the national park as hotspots for elephant activity and cautioned residents to exercise vigilance whenever elephants move through their communities. Mr. Monga emphasized that while human life takes precedence over wildlife, the department is prioritizing sensitization of communities to minimize further incidents.
In my own view, I feel no one is supposed to die of elephant attack, in this place. If only people can be cautious, the elephants that we have actually are not aggressive. You may have seen situations where in the compound, when people hear there's an elephant, there are those that just flock to just go and watch them. And these elephants will just go about their own business, except the only problem that we have is youngsters. We have seen kids from as young as 5. Every time they see these elephants in these compounds, what they want to do is to start chasing them.
Meanwhile, Zambia Association of Indigenous Tour Operators ZATO President Patson Chifumbe expressed concern over reports of some residents deliberately provoking elephants when the animals stray into residential areas. Mr. Chifumbe appealed to communities to avoid unnecessary confrontations with the animals, adding that peaceful coexistence is essential in reducing human-wildlife conflicts in the region.
We are hearing about people dying, being killed by elephants, but I think humans are basically doing very wrong things now. We are really just not respecting these animals. The levels at which we are interacting with them is a situation where you wonder whether people are normal or not. People are attempting to touch the elephants. These are wild animals. You can't go that far. You can't do something like that. It's my view that as the people of Livingstone, the residents, even in our homes and everything, we should start talking about these things.
Zambia National Union of Teachers ZANUT chairperson Sitali Nyambe has called on teachers throughout the country to avoid excessive borrowing, especially from loan sharks. Mr. Nyambe is worried that some teachers are getting trapped in debt by taking out numerous loans from informal lenders, often referred to as Shylocks, who charge very high interest rates. He cautioned that these borrowing habits are putting many teachers in financial distress, which impacts their personal lives and their ability to teach effectively. Additionally, Mr. Nyambe urged teachers to practice good financial management and seek help from trustworthy financial institutions instead of turning to informal lenders. He stated that ZANUT is dedicated to working with the stakeholders to find long-term solutions to the debt problems teachers face while encouraging them to be positive role models in society.
It was an opinion that teachers ranked actually, for your own information, according to the opinion of news figures on January 25, teachers ranked among the top 2 most indebted civil servants in the country. They carried out that opinion. On 7th November 2021, Zambia National Union of Teachers also raised the concern that teachers' indebtedness is a hindrance to delivery of quality education. So ZANUT attached teachers' indebtedness to quality education delivery. The schools on 2nd January 2025, which is secondary school teachers' union of Zambia schools, also raised a similar concern. And this concern was basically why teachers sometimes borrow without the capacity to pay back. So you can see that there are concerns from teacher unions about the indebtedness of a teacher.
In Malawi, the Malawi Congress Party MCP has projected that its candidate, incumbent Dr. Lazarus Chakwera, will win the country's general election with a 70+1 margin, attributing the projection to the strong faith and resilience Malawians have shown in his leadership. Speaking during a media briefing, MCP spokesperson Jesse Kabwila dismissed assertions that the main opposition Democratic Progressive Party, DPP, led by former President Peter Mutharika, is leading against Dr. Chakwera, maintaining that the party is very confident of winning and will not pay attention to speculation. She described Malawi's voter turnout as unprecedented, thanking Malawians for what she anticipates will be a landslide victory. Mrs. Kabwila further charged that it is without doubt that President Chakwera has already secured victory, stating that the party has already begun celebratory preparations and advised opposition political players to accept the results once announced.
Amalawi dziko lonse lino ndidanena kuti timenya 70+1 ndikubwereza pano 70+1 akudikirira masomphenya achakwera akamayamba second term ndipo ndikufuna wa Malawi Congress Party yese akumvera ifetu tikungodikira kulengeza. Tinakuwuzani kuti tikuyembekeza kulengeza ndesi tingasokose asanalengeze. Koma nkhani yolengezayo tudziwa kuti wolengezedwa kuti wawina ndi Dr. Lazarus Makati Chakwera, ma MP yawo ndiponso ma councillors awo. Ikangopangidwa official announcement nkona tikukuwuzani kuti tili yakali kukonzeka kuti kodi ifeyo tidza panga bwanji. Musakaike, musadandaule kalikose.
Meanwhile, the Malawi Electoral Commission, AMAC, has announced that in accordance with Section 98 of the Presidential, Parliamentary and Local Government Elections Act of Malawi, results of the presidential election will be announced within 8 days of polling. Justice Annabel Mutale-Manja explained that these timelines are intended to provide the Commission with sufficient time to verify, audit and authenticate all results before they are made official. She stressed that as results continue to be compiled and verified, all contestants, their supporters and the general public must remain patient and calm. She therefore urged candidates to respect the procedures, refrain from making premature claims of victory, and wait for the official announcement from the Commission.
Win the presidential election, the number one candidate should amass more votes than the sum of the rest of the 16 candidates. In terms of the period for declaration of winners, in accordance with Section 99 of the Presidential, Parliamentary and Local Government Elections Act, the Commission shall announce the results of the presidential election within 8 days, for the parliamentary election within 14 days, and for the local government election within 21 days from the closure of polling, that is yesterday, 16 September. These timelines have been designed to ensure that the Commission has adequate time to verify, audit and authenticate all results before they are made official.
We now take a break. Return with the sports news. Stay tuned.
Win namamuli 1 million na ABSA. Play your cards right, Muntu Andy, and you could win big. Simply tap or swipe any of your ABSA cards 5 times in a month, and you could be one of 10 lucky winners to take home a cheap 10-pin in monthly prizes or walk away with a grand prize of 250,000 kwacha. Chaliroku, and you cannot afford to not get lucky. Use your ABSA card to enter the draw. Terms and conditions apply. Your story matters. ABSA.
Vivo Energy Zambia has announced a 1.2 million kwacha sponsorship for the North vs South Golf Tournament set for 17 to 18th October 2025. The event, last held in the 1990s, is being revived in partnership with Lusaka Golf Club and will now become an annual fixture. Managing Director Edward Walungembe emphasized the company's commitment to sports as part of its social responsibility, noting that the tournament will alternate between Lusaka and the Copperbelt to foster unity and inclusivity. Zambia Golf Union President Greg Lubesha expressed gratitude for the sponsorship, confirming that top-ranked players from the ZGU Order of Merit will participate, showcasing the country's golfing talent and standards. In other sports news, Coach Carol Kanyamba says she is committed to helping Zambia's under-17 women's national team reach the knockout stage of the FIFA World Cup. She told Fast Media that belief and teamwork will be key, and a 36-member provisional squad has been announced to begin preparations. England-based Jessica Cholwe and Zescondol girls striker Ruth Mokoma are not included, and Kanyemba explained their status. The Copper Princesses will compete in Group F against Japan, New Zealand and Paraguay.
The team is selected based on performance and training, current performance and training. So you look at players that are currently playing for their clubs and that are in form. You might have players that were part of the qualifiers that are not in form, maybe of injuries or sickness or anything, and will not call them just based on the name. But talk about Johnson, her academy, Aston Villa hasn't been able to release her because they feel that she needs to start training for the team. The unfortunate thing is that the under-17 tournament or games are not affected by the window because we don't have an under-17 window. So if the teams are in season and our games are on, we tend to lose the players if their academies or club want to use them.
The Copper Princesses will be making their return to the global stage, where they have been drawn in Group F alongside Japan, New Zealand and Paraguay. Zambia will kick off the campaign against Paraguay on 19th October, first Japan on 22nd October, before wrapping up the group stage against New Zealand on 25th October. Now, as we leave the headlines once again. President Hakainde Hichilema has reiterated his administration's resolve to enhance healthcare service delivery at the community level. The National Action for Quality Education in Zambia has strongly condemned the over 400 cases of examination malpractice reported during the recent General Certificate of Education exams, describing the trend as a serious setback to the nation's education standards. The government has acknowledged ongoing water supply issues in Chingola, Chilabombwe and Mofulera and is implementing emergency measures through the Zambia Water and Sanitation Project to address the situation. Vivo Energy Zambia has announced a 1.2 million kwacha sponsorship for the North versus South Golf Tournament, set for 17 to 18th October 2025. On behalf of the entire news team, my name is Imelda Shkwati. God bless.
Sun FM.
A comprehensive coverage of local and national news, business, politics, and sports. The Sun FM News was brought to you by ABSA. Your story matters.
Winama muli 1 million na ABSA. Play your cards right, Muntu